Have you ever wondered why some people get rich quickly while others spend their entire lives struggling to pay bills? The truth is, the rich have a simple secret. They don't rely on just one source of income. They use 7 income streams, tested and proven, that ensure wealth and stability. And do you know the best part? You can copy these 7 income streams and start changing your life today. If you're tired of working hard and never having money left over, this video is for you. I'll show you the 7 income streams the rich use and the poor ignore, and if you apply them, you could get rich much faster than you imagine. Don't wait any longer to transform your financial reality. Stay with me until the end and discover how to take the next step toward your financial freedom. Now, let's dive into the first income stream. But first, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because the upcoming videos will be part of a series designed to help you transform your financial life. Imagine you only have one plant at home, and it's your only source of food. If one day it doesn't bear fruit, you'll be left with nothing, right? Now, think about having 7 different plants instead. Even if one of them fails, the others would still provide food. This is how the diversification of income streams works. While many people rely solely on their salary, the rich build multiple plants or different ways to earn money to always be prepared, even during tough times. But why 7 streams? This number isn't a strict rule, but symbolizes a balance between diversification and focus. The idea is to have multiple ways to generate income, some active, requiring your effort, and others passive, which work automatically. Let's imagine a practical example. Suppose you have a full-time job that pays a monthly salary, a small business selling homemade cakes, a rental property providing a monthly income, bank investments that generate interest, stocks from companies that pay dividends, a YouTube channel that earns revenue from views, digital products that you sell online. Each of these streams has a specific role. Some require more work, like the job or cake business. Others, like investments or rental income, keep generating money even while you sleep. This balance is what the rich seek to protect their financial stability and grow over the long term. Want a real example of how this works? Let's imagine Anna's story. She worked in an office and earned a good salary but relied exclusively on it. One day, the company she worked for shut down, and Anna lost her income. After facing financial difficulties, she decided to change her strategy. On weekends, she started selling sweets. With the extra money, she invested in stocks and bought a small property to rent out. Gradually, Anna built 7 income streams. Today, even if she loses one, the others ensure her peace of mind. However, diversification requires patience and strategy. You don't need to create all income streams at once. Think of it like planting a garden. Start with one seed, nurture it until it grows, and only then plant another. For instance, a full-time job can be your starting point. With the surplus, you can begin a small business or start investing. Gradually, your income streams will multiply. Imagine you have a bucket to fill with water, and you need to scoop the water with your hands. No matter how fast you are, there's a limit to how much you can carry at once. That bucket represents your expenses, and the water is the money you earn from working. Salary income, the money we receive in exchange for our time and effort, is the starting point for most people. But, just like carrying water with your hands, it has its limits. Salary income is earned through a job or freelance work. It's a type of active income, meaning you need to exchange time and effort to receive money. Doctors, engineers, teachers, and even the highest paid CEOs fall into this category. If you don't work, you don't earn. Despite this, salary income is often the gateway to financial independence. It's the money that pays our bills, supports us, and ideally allows us to save and invest for the future. Now, let's imagine Lucas's story. He just got a job as an assistant at a company. He earns a fixed monthly salary that covers his expenses and leaves a small margin for leisure. At first, Lucas was excited, but he soon realized that even if he worked more hours, his salary wouldn't increase significantly. He came to understand that he was trapped in the logic of trading hours for money. After all, we all have only 24 hours in a day. Lucas then started to think, if time is limited, how can I earn more without working myself to exhaustion? This is the critical point of salary income. While it is stable and predictable, it's also limited. You can negotiate a raise or switch to a higher paying job, but you'll always be restricted by the time and energy available. Moreover, salary income is often heavily taxed, meaning a significant portion of what you earn goes to taxes. Depending on the country and salary bracket, this can reach 40% or more. But this doesn't mean salary income should be disregarded. On the contrary, it's essential, especially at the beginning of your financial journey. It's like the foundation of a house. You need a solid base to build something bigger. Lucas, for instance, started using part of his salary to invest in training courses, increasing his chances of securing better opportunities in the future. Additionally, he learned to save and invest a portion of what he earned to start building other income streams. Another advantage of salary income is the security it offers. Unlike other sources of income, such as businesses or investments, where returns can be uncertain, a salary is predictable. Knowing exactly how much money will enter your account each month helps with financial planning, allowing you to organize your expenses and savings. However, relying solely on salary income is risky. Imagine if Lucas suddenly lost his job. He would have no source of income, needing to rely on savings, if he had any, or seek help. This is why the rich use salary income only as a starting point. They see it as a tool to fund other ways of earning money, whether by investing in a business, buying assets, or acquiring skills that increase their value in the job market. Returning to the bucket and water example. If Lucas keeps trying to fill the bucket using only his hands, it will take a long time. But if he uses a pitcher or even a hose, he can speed up the process. The same is true for salary income. It should be used strategically, not as the sole way to fill your financial bucket. Profit income is the money you earn by selling something for a higher price than it costs to produce or acquire. It's an accessible and powerful way to generate wealth, especially for those just starting out. Instead of trading time for money, as with salary income, you trade products or services for money. The difference between the cost and the selling price constitutes profit, making this model a strategic step toward financial independence. Today, thanks to the internet, generating profit income is simpler and more accessible. It's no longer necessary to open a physical store or invest large amounts of money. With platforms like Shopee, Amazon, and Instagram, you can sell digital or physical products directly to consumers, minimizing costs and increasing reach. This ease allows anyone to start with little capital and build a sustainable source of income. There are two main types of profit income: small individual businesses and scalable businesses. In the first, the entrepreneur is involved in every step of the process, such as manually producing and selling their products. An example would be selling crafts on Facebook Marketplace or clothes at a local fair. While simple and accessible, this model usually results in active income because it directly depends on your effort. Growth is limited by the time and energy available. On the other hand, scalable businesses offer an opportunity for large-scale profit. In this model, you use tools like outsourcing, automation, and digital marketing to expand without proportionally increasing your workload. For instance, instead of making products yourself, you can hire a factory or use 3D printers for mass production. Another alternative is selling digital products, like online courses, which can be sold indefinitely without the need for recreation. One of the most attractive benefits of profit income is its scalability potential. Unlike salary income, which is limited by the number of hours in a day, scalable businesses allow you to serve hundreds or thousands of customers simultaneously. This translates into greater financial gain without requiring additional manual effort. This possibility makes profit one of the preferred income sources for those looking to grow financially. Taxation is another important factor. In individual businesses, taxes are usually similar to those applied to salary income, which can be high. However, by formalizing your business, you can take advantage of tax benefits such as deductions and credits, which help reduce the tax burden. This is especially relevant for scalable businesses, where the right legal structure can save significant amounts of money. To start generating profit income, it's essential to identify a market opportunity. This could mean selling something you already know how to make or reselling popular products. The key is to calculate costs accurately, considering raw materials, shipping, and advertising, to ensure a healthy profit margin. Additionally, start small. Test your ideas before investing on a large scale. This approach minimizes risks and helps you better understand customer behavior. Finally, remember that profit income doesn't need to be your sole focus, but it can be the initial engine for building other sources of wealth. Many entrepreneurs start with small businesses and, over time, use the profits to invest in real estate, stocks, or new ventures. This demonstrates how profit is a versatile and strategic tool in building financial independence. Have you ever heard of profit income before? Did you know this type of income existed? Write in the comments if you practice this type of income or know someone who does. I'll help you in the comments. Investment income is the money you earn by putting your capital to work for you. This type of income is generated through interest and dividends and is one of the most passive ways to earn money. Instead of relying on physical or mental effort, as with salary or profit income, here your money does the work. It's like planting a tree and harvesting its fruits without needing to replant it. Interest income occurs when you lend money and receive a rate of return in exchange. This can be done securely, such as with CDBs, certificates of deposit, where you lend money to a bank, or with government bonds, like treasury notes, where you lend money to the state. These investments offer predictable returns and are generally considered low risk. However, the returns tend to be modest, ranging from 1% to 4% per year, depending on the prevailing interest rate. Another way to earn interest income is by investing in corporate bonds, such as debentures, where you lend money to private companies. This type of investment can offer higher returns but also involves greater risk, as it depends on the financial health of the company. The key to this type of income is balancing security and return. Secure investments provide stability, while riskier ones may offer greater gains. Dividends, on the other hand, are a form of income generated by company stocks. When you buy shares in a company, you become a shareholder. Some companies distribute part of their profits to shareholders, and these payments are known as dividends. This usually happens quarterly, but the frequency may vary. Established companies, such as those in the utilities or banking sectors, often pay dividends regularly. One of the advantages of dividends is their typically lower tax rate compared to salary income. Depending on the country, the tax rate on dividends can range from 0% to 20%, whereas the tax on salaries can exceed 40%. This means you can retain a larger portion of what you earn, increasing the efficiency of your income. To start generating investment income, it's necessary to understand a few steps. First, determine how much you can invest. Next, define your financial goals. Do you want stability with lower returns, or are you willing to take more risks in exchange for higher returns? Choose assets that align with these goals, and remember to diversify. A balanced portfolio helps reduce risk, ensuring consistent returns. Investment income may seem complex at first glance, but it doesn't have to be. Starting with basic investments, such as CDBs or stocks from well-known companies, is a simple way to get familiar with the market. Additionally, today there are digital tools and platforms that make investing easier, offering accessible market information and analysis. It's important to highlight that investment income doesn't happen instantly. It's a process that takes time, requiring patience and consistency. The earlier you start, the faster you can reap the benefits of compound interest. This means that the returns earned are reinvested, generating even more returns in the future. This strategy is one of the most powerful for building long-term wealth. Finally, interest and dividend income not only complement other income sources, but also provide the opportunity to achieve greater financial independence. While active income requires continuous effort, investments allow you to earn money even when you're not working. This way, you can focus on other priorities, such as learning new skills or spending more time with your family. Imagine you have an empty house in your backyard. For months, it just sits there unused, gathering dust. One day, you decide to rent it out to someone. Now, every month, the rent comes in as a steady income. This is rental income, one of the most traditional and secure ways to earn money passively. It's not limited to residential properties but also includes commercial, industrial properties, or even items like cars, equipment, and musical instruments. Let's look at Sophia's story. She always dreamed of financial stability. After years of saving, she managed to buy a small apartment. Initially, she thought about selling it for a quick profit, but a friend suggested renting it out instead. Sophia hesitated. Will it be worth it? What if no one wants to rent it? Despite her doubts, she decided to advertise the property. To her surprise, she quickly found a tenant, and the rental income started coming in every month, helping her pay the bills. Rental income isn't limited to properties. Sophia began thinking about other items she owned that were unused. She discovered she could rent out her photography equipment to professionals. Additionally, she rented part of her backyard to a neighbor who needed space to store tools. This is how Sophia realized that the concept of renting goes far beyond real estate. There are various ways to generate rental income. The most common are residential properties, which can be rented out monthly, and commercial properties, which often offer long-term contracts and higher rents. There's also the option of short-term rentals through platforms like Airbnb, allowing you to charge by the day. This model is ideal for properties in touristy or central areas where demand is higher. Another interesting type of rental income is equipment rental. People rent out everything from industrial machines and tools to musical instruments and drones. The concept is simple. If you own something others need, you can rent it out and earn money. For Sophia, this meant turning unused items into sources of income. Now, an important detail: rental income can be passive, but it requires planning. Before renting anything, it's essential to calculate the costs involved, such as maintenance, fees, and insurance. For properties, for instance, you need to consider possible vacancy periods when the property is without tenants and expenses for repairs. Sophia learned this the hard way when she had to fix leaks in her rented apartment. Taxation is another point to consider. In many cases, rental income is subject to taxes, which vary depending on the type of property and the chosen tax regime. However, there are ways to optimize these costs, such as correctly declaring rental income on tax returns and taking advantage of available deductions. For those looking to get started, a good tip is to start small, like Sophia did. It could be a room in your own house or equipment you don't frequently use. The idea is to test the market and learn about the challenges involved, such as dealing with tenants or negotiating contracts. Over time, you can expand by purchasing additional properties or acquiring high-demand rental items. Rental income is an excellent way to diversify your earnings and build a reliable cash flow. Sophia, for example, now uses the rental income from her apartment to invest in other areas, such as real estate funds, which also generate income. It's a cycle. The money from rentals can be used to further increase your income streams. Imagine you write a song. At first, it's hard work, thinking of the melody, choosing the right words, recording it. But once the song is ready, every time someone listens to it on the radio, a streaming platform, or in a commercial, you earn money. This is residual income and royalties, payments that keep coming even after the initial work is done. This form of income is used by musicians, writers, inventors, and content creators, making it one of the most passive ways to generate earnings. Royalties are recurring payments for something you created, such as songs, books, movies, or inventions. Let's imagine Carla, who wrote a cookbook. After months of organizing recipes and revising texts, she launched her book. For every copy sold, Carla receives a percentage of the sale price, called royalties. Even years later, the sales continue to generate money for her without the need to write another page. Beyond books, residual income comes from various sources. In music, composers earn every time their songs are played on digital platforms, radio, or during concerts. In films, screenwriters and actors receive residual payments whenever the works are rebroadcast. Content creators on platforms like YouTube also benefit. Their videos generate ongoing income through views and ads, even long after they've been posted. For inventors, the process is similar. Imagine someone creating an innovative product, like a kitchen utensil. Instead of producing and selling the item themselves, the inventor can license their idea to a company, which pays royalties on each unit sold. This system allows the creator to focus on new inventions while receiving stable income from the work already done. There are two main ways to generate residual income and royalties. The first is to create something that can be sold or licensed, such as a book, song, patent, or online course. The second is to invest in existing intellectual properties by purchasing the rights to a catalog of songs or movies to earn from their sales and broadcasts. Both require planning and strategy. Creating something that generates royalties demands initial effort. Carla, for example, balanced her work as a chef with writing her book, sacrificing leisure time. Not all creations generate substantial income. Success depends on reaching a significant audience or meeting a specific demand. To increase the chances of success, it's important to research the market and offer something unique and valuable. Taxation is another point to consider. Depending on the type of royalties, the tax burden may vary. In some countries, royalties from artistic works have tax incentives to encourage creativity. On the other hand, royalties from patents may be taxed more heavily. Understanding the legislation and seeking advice can help optimize earnings. Today, digital tools make creation and distribution much more accessible. Platforms like Amazon, YouTube, Spotify, and others allow creators to launch books, songs, and videos to a global audience at a low initial cost. This opens doors for anyone to turn their creativity into residual income. Residual income has another benefit. It can be reinvested in new projects or other income sources. Carla, for example, used the profits from her first book to launch a cooking channel on YouTube. Over time, her channel began to generate money through ads and partnerships, creating a new source of passive income. In the long term, residual income and royalties can become one of the most important foundations for financial independence. The biggest advantage is that once you create something valuable, the money keeps coming in. This allows you to dedicate yourself to new projects or enjoy life more. Now let's move on to the seventh income stream. But before we do, I noticed you haven't liked this video yet. This is very important for YouTube to continue recommending our content and for us to keep helping you. So go ahead and like this video, it's free. Capital gains income occurs when you sell an asset for a higher value than its acquisition cost. It is a type of income that depends on the appreciation of an asset over time. Common examples include real estate, stocks, land, and other assets that can be bought and sold in the market. This type of income is fundamental to building wealth, as it allows invested money to grow significantly without requiring continuous effort. An important characteristic of capital gains is that they do not involve the production or direct sale of goods for immediate consumption. Unlike profit income, which requires creating products or services, capital gains income arises from the appreciation of assets. For example, if you bought a property for $200,000 and, years later, sold it for $300,000, the capital gain is $100,000. This profit results from the increase in the asset's market value over time. In the financial market, stocks and investment funds are popular examples of assets that generate capital gains. If you purchased shares of a company for $50 each and later sold them for $80, the profit obtained is considered a capital gain. The same logic applies to real estate funds, artwork, collectibles, and even cryptocurrencies. The potential for these assets to appreciate is what attracts many investors. A significant advantage of capital gains is the favorable tax treatment in many cases. In several countries, the tax rate on capital gains is lower than the taxation of salary or business income. In some situations, it is possible to reinvest the profits obtained without paying taxes immediately, as seen in real estate transactions under certain tax regimes. This encourages investors to reinvest their gains, promoting continuous wealth growth. However, capital gains income presents challenges. The main one is that the market value of assets does not always increase. For example, the price of a property may decline due to market or economic changes. Similarly, stocks and other financial assets can quickly lose value. This means that capital gains are not guaranteed and require careful planning and patience. Additionally, the time required to achieve capital gains varies. While some assets may generate short-term profits, such as shares of high-growth companies, others, like real estate, may take years to appreciate. Therefore, investing with a focus on capital gains requires a long-term vision and the ability to hold onto assets even during periods of instability. To maximize capital gains, it is essential to choose the right assets. Real estate located in areas of increasing value, shares of solid companies or startups with high growth potential, and investments in innovative sectors are examples of opportunities. Furthermore, monitoring the market and identifying the ideal moment to buy or sell an asset is crucial for achieving the best results. Another strategy to enhance capital gains is to diversify investments. Do not limit yourself to a single type of asset. For example, combining investments in real estate, stocks, and real estate funds helps reduce risks, balancing returns in different economic scenarios. Diversification is a common practice among experienced investors seeking to protect their portfolios against significant losses. Capital gains are especially important for those looking to grow their wealth without relying exclusively on active income. By investing in assets with appreciation potential, it is possible to expand wealth and create new financial opportunities. This type of income, when managed correctly, can become one of the most solid pillars for achieving financial freedom. Now you know the secret of the wealthy. The 7 income streams they use to never run out of money. But let me ask you, what are you going to do with this information? If you don't start taking action, you'll stay in the same place, relying on a single income stream and risking difficulties at any moment. Is that what you want for your life? Now is the time to change. You don't have to do it all at once. Start with what makes sense for you, take the first step, and build gradually. The rich also started somewhere, and the difference is that they took action. You can do the same. Thank you for watching this video all the way through. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to keep receiving more content like this. See you in the next video.